Hey, Rock on Beer viewers, welcome to some kind of review type video. I had actually hoped to film this video out in the sunshine during my vacation here. I'm in my summer vacation. I'm in the waning days of my summer vacation, and it has rained every single day, so we're just gonna have to do it in the brew house, which I know. First things first. This is technically a sponsored video. The brewery did send me this beer for free. So just, heads up here at the beginning of the video. For that, now that we got that legal stuff out of the way, let's take a look at Wild and Fruity from Ugly Duck Brewing Company. They were nice enough to send this out of the blue too. I didn't ask, and they were just nice enough to send their newest beer. And if you can see here, it's a white tiger on the front, and he's got a lot of earrings. So this is for sure themed on the Tiger King, which kind of took Netflix by storm, and it was really popular here in Denmark too. I enjoy is a strong word for, I watched it and I found it very compelling. Not sure I really enjoyed it, but it was a phenomenon to experience. So anyway, this is a Brett IPA, and the business here on the back says, whether you are into exotic TV shows about big cats and crime mysteries, or maybe tacky Las Vegas shows with depressed tigers and dazzling magicians, this beer might be some. Sorry, it's really hard to read on the text. Blends in with the background really. This beer might be something for you. Wild and Fruity has been primarily fermented with Brettanomyces brasiliensis. So yeah, Brett Brooks. This gives the beer a fruity and slightly funky aroma and a dry, refreshing finish. It's been dry hopped with Simcoe, Citra, and Mandarina Bavaria for further enhance the fruitiness. IPA meets Saison in a beer that delivers a huge hop aroma of pineapple and citrus fruit and a dry and spicy base. Meow. All right, so this is a 5% alcohol beer. I'm pretty excited about this. Those are some really nice hops, and I mean descriptors of pineapple and citrus fruit. That always gets me going. I got the proper glassware, the Ugly Duck glass even. So Brett IPAs, it's a style of beer that kind of comes and goes, and it's a style of beer that, in my opinion, you can never do a really terrible one, because a decent Brett beer is always going to be like decently drinkable, if you know what I mean. Like Brett is when you get Brett in the mix, especially beers that age, even like a lot of IPAs, they can pretty much go stale. Stale is a weird word for it, but they become less drinkable as the hops age in them. And I think that the cool thing about like a Brett IPA is that if you do it right, you can get a really nice IPA with an interesting twist in the beginning, and then later on you just get a nice Brett beer. But it's difficult to find that balance because Brett is very, very aggressive. The flavor profile is super aggressive. When you get it right and you get those hops and the Brett in balance, you can make like a top tier beer. When you don't get it right, I mean, it's still a decent beer, but it's out of balance. So let's see what this one measures in at, or however you want to say that. Looks decent, looks nice. It's clearer than I thought it was going to be. It's not like super clear, but decent little white head, doesn't stick around too much. Oh, that is a lot of bread on the nose. Holy crap. Wow. I mean, it's a fantastic Brett aroma. Um, yeah, it's just that huge, like, funky earth, like earthy funk with a bit of oh, how would you describe that? It's, you know, barnyardy, like leather, like a leather saddle that's fresh off of a horse that's got, you know, it's a I grew up my sister and mom had horses, so that's kind of the smell of a horse stall is kind of what I, but in a nice way. I don't know how to say that. It's like if you cleaned your horse stall with lemon, because it does have a little bit of a citrus undertone, but it's definitely really Brett forward, like aggressively Brett forward. I'm sure that there are some hops there. There is a bit of a pininess, maybe a bit of citrus there. But also, I mean, Brett can give that too. It's definitely the nose is very Brett forward and not really fruity in a hop way. It's much more earthy in that earthy Brett way. Yep. I pretty much expected that after the nose. It's very, very bready. Bready, Brett. It's aggressively bready. It's a very nice Brett beer. I'm gonna say, I don't know how many more times I can say Brett, but it's got that. It's bone dry, like ultra bone dry, like a lot of these Brettanomyces beers tend to go. I mean, almost down to zero, which you can taste in this because it is like mouth-numbingly dry. And it has that just like the smell. It has that nice earthy note, that kind of funky earth note to it. But it also has a pretty solid bitterness. Like this is solidly bitter, and that plays with the dryness. It's something that I like. Like I dig it, but I could see this not being something that people like newer to beer would like, because it is a very, very aggressive, like it's bone dry and slightly bitter, which, you know, always just amplifies, like dryness in beer amplifies the bitterness. And this is definitely amped up. I do have to say that I'm a little bit disappointed in the fact that the, I mean, those are some pretty distinctive hops that they used. Simcoe, Mandarina Bavaria, Citra especially. And they don't really come in the flavor at all. It's very much dominated by the yeast. So I think they might have failed to create that balance between yeast flavor and hop flavor. What I was really hoping for was a super bright, and exactly like it says here, I was hoping for, you know, a huge hop aroma of pineapple and citrus fruit, with that Brett in the background. But what we get is huge aroma and flavor of Brett with maybe a bit of hoppiness in the background, but the hops come more as bitterness than anything else. So, I mean, it's still a nice beer. I can still recommend getting it if you're into this kind of beer. If you're into Brettanomyces, it has a really wonderful Brettanomyces flavor. And sometimes that Brett flavor can get really overwhelming, and that bitterness kind of balances that out too. So, I mean, you can see I've already blown through, you know, quite a bit of it. It's not like it's undrinkable. It's very drinkable, in fact. especially for someone who likes this type of beer. But yeah, so that is wild and fruity. I would quote my favorite line from Tiger King, but it is very PG-13, so I will not say that. But instead, I will just say cheers. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Ugly Duck for sending this beer along. I got it. I think another one that I might do a video on. So we'll maybe see you then. And protect tigers. That's how I'm ending it. Protect the tigers. Cheers.